All right, April, my birthday month.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the
Memory hole.
experience. Right, play the theme song. Play the Nintendo Wii theme, but instead of every toot 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 toot, it's the footage of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing that then for this month.
Like, do you see all the articles like talking about the feud as if like it was a justification still? Like, it didn't seem like there was much of a
I
feud
think there's
at all.
been things in the past.
So whose side are you on? Or do you just think
I
they're both
don't
morons?
care. I
I'm
don't
on
really
Chris
care.
Rock's
Yeah.
side, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
Side with the comedian every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dankula just made a video basically saying like if this is gonna be like if this is a thing, then people just feel like they're justified to just storm a stage and beat the shit out of a comedian if they don't like his jokes, and that's just a very, very bad precedent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's for next year, isn't it?
All right.
Oh, bless. I can't wait.
So yeah, Donald Trump, in addition to being blocked from Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, they banned his voice as well from the platform. So in line with the block we placed on Donald Trump's Facebook and Instagram accounts, further content posted in the voice of Donald Trump will be removed and result in additional limitations on the account.
What, like impressions?
Yeah, I mean, what isn't he banned from? BBC recipes or something? So is that the only thing he's got access to? Like, he's banned from Spotify, he's banned from, all the main ones. And then even some of the side ones, I think, have decided they're going to ban him just to, like, pretend they're relevant. I think Dailymotion decided to ban him, and people are like, who the fuck uses Dailymotion? Like, nice, well done jumping on the bandwagon, right? Congratulations, you're relevant for a grand total of 10 seconds.
Dailymotion is the place where you'll be able to find all the edited stuff, like omitted and changed and distorted over the years. So like, all the episodes of any sort of trans joke or whatever, like that. I think 4OD removed all like the episodes about IT Crowd that had like a trans joke in and stuff like that. Dailymotion's going to be the last harbour of free speech.
Oh shit! Oh,
I thought you said you were from Iran.
Oh yeah, because the IT Crowd. That's
Yeah.
Graham Linehan.
Yeah, I thought you said you were from Iran. That's it.
No, I'm a man.
Wasn't that made by Graham Linehan?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he is now on like a crusade against
Fake men.
trans people or something.
Yeah.
Because he the other day he was like all teary eyed. What was it on BBC? Basically saying like they took everything from him. He's now like dirt poor and stuff. Like he's been cancelled so hard, he's got basically nothing.
Yeah, he was quite early bird catches the cancel. Really, he was about well early on in the trans debate where he just got completely shut off everything.
Yeah. Having said that, he was quite keen on cancelling Dankula. He basically went as far as saying Dankula is a Yahtzee. So it's kind of like, well, my sympathy pool kind of runs dry when you like participate in cancelling someone else, and then you get cancelled.
Yeah, life comes at you fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Alexa, play Curb Your Enthusiasm theme.
Is it so? How's Trump's social media doing? Yes, true.
Did that happen?
Yeah, it did. End of February, he launched Truth. I think it's Truth.
Oh yeah. Is that actually happening? Or has that been,
I think I read that he's not even on it, so I don't know if that's what that means.
Is it just like Farage's newsletter?
Yeah, I think it's a bit like that. I think a bit
Just
of
begging
a
for money.
sort of passing the pan vibe.
Oh, I get those ads sometimes. Farage's Fund. It's like, learn how to invest in property from Nigel Farage. I'm like, I do not want to learn how to invest in property from Nigel Farage. Thank you. Not that I can enter the property market anyway. Like, I'm gonna be. I've made my peace with it.
Alison Collins, the San Francisco School Board Commissioner who was stripped of her committee appointments after calling insufficiently woke Asian Americans house Nutellas, is now is now suing the board and 5 board members for $15 million each after severe emotional distress, among other things.
Why? What? Oh, I mean, yeah, San Francisco. Right, moving on. It's California. Yeah.
No.
Nothing about California surprises me anymore.
Breaking sources in the LA County DA's office, hardcore gangs unit tell me they were just informed by upper management during a 4 p.m. meeting that their unit is being downsized. 2 weeks ago, I reported the DA Gascon was planning to do this.
Again, California. We can happily just ascribe that to California. Diagnosis, California. Like that North FC diagnosis nons. This is diagnosis California. Like
America's West Bank.
West Bank.
So someone was posting the other day how like they were just thinking like Skid Row is just you know, it's grossly exaggerated, and then like they actually went to Skid Row and they were like completely blown away just how bad it is, and like how they're like it's probably like no way of reversing it. Like it's just gonna be there forever.
Is Skid Row? Is it called that because of like human shit? Like what's? Where did I get his name? There is like a shit problem.
Good question, but there's probably plenty of that there. Yeah.
Let me search Skid Row etymology.
Because there's definitely a place
Skid
now.
Row
That might be
etymology.
San Francisco where they've had to like launch like a whole like bloody whole department of I think firefighters to tackle the human feces problem.
We are the shit division of the fire brigade.
The term Skid Row dates back to the 17th century when it referred to a log road used to
Sounds the
skid
same
or drag
thing.
logs through woods and bog. The term was in common usage in the mid-19th century and came to refer not just to the corduroy roads themselves, but to logging camps and mills along the Pacific coast. When a logger was fired, he was sent down the Skid Road. The source of the term Skid Road is as an urban district is heavily debated and is generally identified as originating in either Seattle or Vancouver. Thanks, Wiki, for absolutely nothing.
I'll tell you what, logs are still rolling at Skid Row. Logs are still rolling at Skid Row. Still
We're making
in the 17th century. Unbroken tradition. Yeah.
So the West's grand plan was to offshore millions of jobs to China and make it a big industrial power in hopes that its people would awaken to the greatness of liberal democracy. But all it's done is destroy the West working class while making the average Chinese a literal neocon.
Yeah, I mean, the Chinese are incredibly socially conservative. There's like, compared to, I mean, yeah, they wasn't there like a thing like basically black people going to China, like travel warnings, like you most likely will be called the N-word and stuff. Just just a word of warning.
That word is very common in the Chinese vernacular, though.
Is it?
Niga means something in Chinese that's like in every other sentence.
Yeah, it means like because or something, doesn't it?
No. No way.
I used to hear
No
my colleague
way.
said it behind me all the time. I'm like double taking all the time because of him just going like Niga, Niga.
Classic neocon.
We are definitely being taken down. Can you like bleep us up when you do it?
But I didn't say Nutella. I just said Niga.
I think
don't
I think
swing in there
a
for language, right?
professor of Chinese whatever university got cancelled at some point for saying that word in his lesson when it was.
It's like a pause word. It's not even like a real word, I don't think. I mean, it's like that person. Or that one.
Right.
That one. That person.
I'm gonna look up. Is it like Han Chinese?
It's based Chinese, I think. It's based Chinese.
Or like Dao Ni Ga Shi Hao means until this moment.
I wouldn't even know what to search for that.
These conversations all day, every day. I've noticed that there's a word which is used extremely frequently in almost every sentence, sometimes 2-3 times per sentence. I'm so sorry this is happening to you. It sounds like 2 syllables. I heard one person explain it once offhand to another English speaker in the office, meaning something, that, or that thing over there. But I'm not sure how good of an explanation that was. I was wondering if you could tell me what that word is, and could you describe its usage? Can you imagine if it's like totally not a thing, and they're actually just saying the N-word? One day, someone's gonna be like, "Yeah, come on, you guys. How did you not spot it? Come on, come on, you guys."
Oh yeah, this one on the right was unfortunately from my
It's
home.
not fatter. How is this a?
I think the left is the after picture, but yeah, there's still no difference, right?
All right.
He's just wearing different clothes.
He's wearing
No.
worse clothes.
I mean, I was gonna say maybe he got inspired to put on a suit and a shirt. Like, in which case, props made for thinking some good fashion advice. You know, that's a nice looking cobalt blue jacket.
or maybe the right is. I don't know which is the.
He looks happier
looks-
on the right.
Props to the man. Is this the yeah?
But he looks. His hair. I
Probably-
think his hair makes him look better on the left. Maybe.
His hair makes him look like Richard Spencer's dad, to be honest.
Just gonna destroy my ears.
Is it?
Yeah. Isn't it? Oh no, it's good. There were some optics of the pandemic that were never that did slap pretty hard, to be fair.
Yeah, that suit goes hard.
Going karaoke on
That's
Saturday,
pretty
and the guy who like organised, well, wanted to do it and everything, like Nadine's basically organised it all. But anyway, that's beside the point. He was like, "Oh, everyone, two of my friends have tested positive, so just to be extra cautious, I'm going to take a antigen test." Because they're expensive in Japan, so it's like, oh, they're expensive, so don't feel like you need to do that. But let's all try and wear masks the whole time while we're there, if possible. I'm like, mate, we're going to karaoke. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Oh
God.
Free,
I love it.
unlimited drinks as well. So there's no chance.
Yeah, I was gonna say take him to wine tasting next. I insist he has to drink red wine with the face mask just to be extra sure.
Come to BreadTube. We have a white liberal, or another white liberal.
What the fuck is BreadTube?
Oh, you poor, your sweet summer child. BreadTube is a loosely organized network of State Department plans designed to peddle U.S. propaganda. But so basically they're they're like left wing personalities. I hate that term. What was that? What was that word that they used to describe Kim Kardashian? Socialite. There you go. They're left-wing socialites who essentially just all day make really poor arguments for communism when they're not busy actively peddling like straight up neocon imperialist US. We must invade Middle Eastern countries and Russia takes. And that's basically it. Their takes are basically, give me free healthcare and nuke Moscow now. That's BreadTube summarized.
Isn't the one on the left a pedo as well? I've recognised that guy from saying pedo stuff.
Yeah, so the guy on the left, he's called Vouch, and he splits his time between advocating for child pornography and advocating for horse pornography. The guy in the middle, I actually don't know. You
know what's well weird about that? I met a guy once whose job was to check the computers of paedophiles. That was his whole job. Which must, if you're a secret pedo, what a perfect gig.
So you just yes,
and,
that would be like Dexter or something, but for pedos.
yeah. But he always said, he was like, there's always horse stuff on the computers. Every single time there's horse stuff on every pedo person, every pedophile's computer he's had to go through for the police. He said there's always horse stuff. So that is like compounded. That's compounded the evidence against this nonsense.
Shit, I didn't know that pedos are also into it. Is it because like they have to like keep a balanced diet or something? Like, yeah. My goodness, right? And then the one on the right is ContraPoints. The one on the right is ContraPoints. Transgender, last seen having a heroin habit. Trying to kick it. That's all I remember.
But yeah, they kind of wrote people in by just talking a lot of drama. So people sort of stay for the drama. They just talk about other YouTubers. It's like a self-perpetuating thing.
That's like most YouTubers.
Yeah, all the popular channels, it's all just like drama about other YouTubers. It's you can get, I've been sucked into it. That's basically what H3 was, and well, that's when it went really bad, when they were just chatting shit about other YouTubers. Like, where's the actual original content? Like, but yeah, they're state assets now, it seems.
All the TikTokers got their little briefing, didn't they, the other day? I'm pretty sure that happened during COVID anyway, though. I think that's the first time we've seen that.
Or they're like influencers, another term I really fucking hate, where we're told by the US State Department what's the message to tell to impressionable kids.
Yeah. I think the message was get vaccinated, right? They were getting like
now the message is
PSAs, all that sort of.
No-fly zone now. I demand the no-fly zone over Ukraine. And I mean, have you heard of the latest Biden hot takes when he said the first thing he said was he told US soldiers when you go to Ukraine, suggesting that they will be going to Ukraine, and secondly they said that we are going to do regime change in Russia. Both of those statements were sort of immediately backpedaled by the State Department, saying no, the president misspoke. So that's the state of things. I was gonna say this is like the second president in a row where, a couple of hours after he makes a hot take, someone has to come and say that's not what he said. It's not what he meant.
And then does it anyway.
Taken out of context. Yeah.
What did he say? Like he has to go. Well, he said Putin has to go or something.
Yeah, he said he can't have power or something. And then the backtrack was not power as in power in Russia, but power over other countries.
Oh, that's so obfuscated from what...
Well, just fucking own it. Like, when we were in World War II, we wanted Hitler out of power. We wanted him out of German power as well as... we weren't just like, hey, Mr. Hitler, could you please just go back to killing Jews in your own country and just leave the other Jews in other countries alone? That wasn't the deal.
No.
Speaking of Jews, we have yet to establish the sex of our children. My wife and I are not sufficiently competent to navigate the scientifically thorny and complex issue. Thank you, CNN, for reminding us that there are no consensus among doctors on how to assign sex at birth. Most of them just flip a coin. Though the two executive orders signed by Noam do not explicitly mention transgender athletes, they reference the supposed harms of the participation of males in women's athletics, an echo of the transphobic claim. Fast forward 1 year and we have another male-born trans female taking away. Was it 3-second lead?
Well, I wish them all the best.
3 second.
Yeah, I wish them all. But fuck it, go to the Olympics. Just completely smash all the competition. Like, it's gonna be such a shit show, and I'm gonna enjoy every second of it.
I think it will be an excellent refutation of the claim that men and women are equal, physically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good in that sense.
Yeah.
I think, why don't you just put them in the special the Paralympics?
Well, they'll dominate even more.
Yeah, because Paralympics, you've got like robotic legs and shit now. Like
Augmented. My vision is augmented.
I guess it depends on the sport. I thought you meant like The Ringer. You know that Johnny Knoxville film?
yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, it is basically that.
Someone pretending to be something else.
So one, actually, I do remember one Polish. What was it? One Polish MP said that, and this is his quote. This is not me. I completely condemn these statements, but he said that Paralympics is a farce, and the next thing they should do is chess for people with sub 100 IQ.
That would be fun to watch, though.
No, it's
I'd be interested to see what all the rules, how
not
they play it. Is that playing it like checkers?
I could get behind Paralympics. They've got like blind people like skiing and stuff. I reckon if I was king, I would get blind people to do that.
All for Paralympics. Plus some of the disciplines like all the like wheelchair shit. Like I don't think I'd be able to do it. Like wheelchair basketball. No way. I can't even do normal basketball.
Dunking's really hard.
Yeah.
Do they sell like Jordan rims and stuff? Jordans. I've got Jordans, and it's just
That would
Jordan
be sick.
rims.
That would be sick.
No, yeah.
What is the name of this group, by the way? An Indian
I have no idea where I got this from.
Discussion group. You're not Indian.
But the meme goes hard though.
My sink is broken. Can you fix it? Who can do an Indian accent?
Right.
In
light of my
I'm a communist plumber.
career prospects for well-being and safety, I'm not doing an Indian accent. just play some Apu clips from The Simpsons. That will probably get people rolled up enough.
I'm a communist plumber. I need you to own your sink before I can work on it. Oh, I need to own your sink. Classic.
That's someone's grandma in that photo. That's quite funny. Filming a meme.
Oh, you've got another video here. Let's read the tweet first. Let's be clear. Biden's radical $2 million infrastructure bill is just the Green New Deal under a new name. It raises taxes, it increases debt, bans right to work laws, kills energy jobs. I mean, how can you say it kills energy jobs? But anyway, mandates Green New Deal provisions, and taxpayers are on the hook for all of it.
I think kills energy jobs just means like non-renewable.
Of course,
jobs.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Oh, they won the election and they pulled that shit off? Oh! Hell yeah! Oh, y'all niggas had it good. Y'all niggas is the dumbest. White man done fooled y'all again. Oh, y'all niggas is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? 90% of black vote went to Biden, I think.
Was it that high?
Something like that. Yeah.
But Trump.
So someone said that basically, if white people without college degree voted for Trump at like 90%, 90-10%, like the whole electoral map, say for California and New York, would be red. I think.
Cray.
Some like election analyst.
Right. Wait, so we're saying what Biden got the black vote now?
I mean, he had 90% of it, and it gets odd because like even the like evangelical, so like they polled people on like do you support or oppose abortion? And like amongst black people who oppose abortion, Biden still got like 92% or something of the vote. And black people who oppose gay marriage, like, not that Trump is against gay marriage, but not a position you'd expect a Democrat to have. Still, among black people who oppose gay marriage, Biden got like 92% of the vote.
They love his leg hairs. What was that?
I got hairy
weird
legs.
thing about him. I got hairy legs.
They love hearing about the bilaps. That's the
These kids, they love me on my hairy legs. What was that about?
Yeah, what kind of person thinks that's an appropriate story to tell in public? I mean, yeah.
yeah.
Like, I'm sure that in reality what happened was perfectly fine and normal, but
People that like him try to tell me I'm weird.
it can't sound good, like, out of context.
There are so many different stories. Any other story is better.
Then the story when kids were running up to
Any
you
story.
to rub your legs. Yeah, no, I'd say so. Yeah.
And doesn't he call them cockroaches? He calls them roaches.
Something
that's
like
it.
that,
He's
yeah.
like, I know roaches.
What, the kids or the hares?
The kids. I think it's like a slang term, but like an old school slang term for black kids, which isn't a good one.
I thought you just meant because like kids like scuttling around and shit.
Something like that.
Kristen Stewart, this super hot babe needs to be in Star Wars. Forget a story and all that BS. Just need her pew pew lightsabers too. We are good. By the way, her birthday is the 4th of September. 4th. Is that going to be 4th of September or the 9th of April?
No, that'll be the 9th of April, isn't it?
7 days away. Oh yeah, because it's April. 7 days away. Yeah, mate. Delete Facebook.
I have no time for her. She's just so dull.
Yeah.
What was she in?
She really
after
just-
Twilight.
Twilight.
She did-
Well, yeah.
Oh,
So like
I don't
Twilight
know.
was a big break where she showed everyone that you can frown in 20 different ways. And then what?
She did do some stuff.
I think she's Diana now, isn't she? In something.
What? The Diana,
Yeah.
the one that
I don't know how that's
the one that
happened.
Christopher Hitchens thought was murdered. Was it Christopher Hitchens who was
I mean,
into the conspiracy theories? No.
I think he was just more of he did that documentary about how everyone was crazy for thinking that she was a good person and all this shit, and how it was basically a pseudo religion.
Oh, he did the
and
Mother
stuff.
Teresa thing on her.
Fair.
There's that
But
clip.
he didn't go as far as suggest that she was taken out.
There's that clip of him in the gardens and he's like insulting Diana, and someone comes up to him. It's like, you shouldn't be here. You're disrespecting her memory. And he's just like, who the hell are you?
Yeah, I remember that.
You're about as smart as you look.
Is it?
You are telling people, get a life. Well, in fact, haven't they gotten a life?
Well, they've got no choice but to get a life. She's not coming back. We can get on without her, right? It wasn't such a big deal. And many, many people are, I think, now not afraid to say that she didn't mean that much to them.
You've done what you're talking about. You shouldn't even be in these gardens now. You denigrate Diana and her image. You should not.
I shouldn't be in these gardens. Who the hell are you?
Because the people.
You look. I think you're about as smart as you look. You're about as smart as you look. I shouldn't be in these gardens. What? You see what brain rot? You see what brain rot descends on people? Unbelievable.
Hitchens provoked more than one angry response with his comments. For these people, it was sacrilege, because they come here to Kensington Palace and anywhere else Diana set foot just to be a little closer to her.
Wasn't that like Hyde Park?
Yeah, I
Or
think so.
something. Like it was just basically like in some green area. Yeah, that was one of Hitchens, Christopher Hitchens' better moments. The other one was where he said that being waterboarded is not a big deal, and he decided he's gonna get waterboarded.
Yeah, for Vanity Fair, wasn't it?
And so he's with his like soldier. The soldier's like, okay, so I'm gonna put this button in your hand. When it becomes like unbearable, you press that button, and then we immediately stop and like get the cloth off your face. And kitchen's like, yeah, go on. Like, he lies down. They put a cloth on him. They like pour the water, and like within 3 seconds, button. Like, oh no, it was unbearable. I can't do it. And then he gave an interview like a couple of weeks later. And he's like, ever since that event, I'm having nightmares. I'm waking up and I'm gasping for air. I was like, dude, you're like totally psychologically like broken by this.
Yeah.
After like 3 seconds.
I think you did it a second time though, where he lasted a bit longer.
What, as a challenge?
Yeah.
Go on, mate. Improve your time trial. like a
You got addicted to it.
Hmm.
You know, I think there's a McDonald's on Guantanamo Bay.
Just about McFucking had it.
This is a still from what's it called? The first shoots of Joker, and they had to change it to Joaquin Phoenix. Joker 2019 colorized.
I used to think the remedy for bad speech was more speech. Not anymore. How kids, lawsuit, and legislation can save democracy. What was that?
I think this is another one of those, like, you know, silencing people on Twitter is actually a good thing. So, okay, so I think you know how like there are 4 stages of I don't want to say code, but 4 stages of manufacturing narrative, right? The first stage is it's not happening, and in this case, like canceling is not happening. It's a right-wing myth. Then the second one is like, okay, well, some people may be getting cancelled, but it's only like tiny, minority, and it's only the most extreme ones. And the third one is, okay, a lot of people are getting cancelled, but actually it's a good thing. And then the fourth one will be, the people complaining about cancelling are the real problem, and therefore they need to be cancelled. That's the media narrative complete.
Yeah. Yes. Sounds about legit.
I just looked it up. So this was in reference to a Colorado shooting last year, and people on Facebook saying that they thought it was fake. So it goes, toxic misinformation like AR-15 style weapons. I love that phrase, AR-15 style. In the hands of men bent on murder.
What is an AR-15
It's just something
style?
we're supposed to live with in a free society. Yeah. I wonder if this... I really
What
want...
was the Colorado shooting? Which one was the Colorado one?
Boulder?
Was that with the guy who was jogging?
The Joker
guy.
guy.
Said he was jogging.
10 people killed in an attack in a supermarket in Boulder, including a police officer.
Oh no! This was the Asian massage parlor.
Oh.
Or was that Ohio?
I think it... Asian... No, I think it was said... It's a supermarket. That happened the year before, didn't
Boulder,
it?
Colorado. I know it's gonna sound bad, but at times you have so many mass shootings that I can't keep track of which one is which.
Oh, this guy hasn't written much since June. I was hoping that he had some opposite Ukrainian take.
He doesn't say that we desperately need a no-fly zone.
No, he hasn't written since June. And that was about America is getting meaner. Tribalism accounts for much of the meanness of the moment. That was his latest article. I can't see the article because it's NYT and I'm not subscribing. Shall we move on?
I've been using a login for MIT for I think 4 years now from a previous job, and I still never read it.
Naming your child after a fictional character. Hey there, Khaleesi. How was school? I hate you with every ounce of my being. Naming your child after Star Wars actors. I'm so proud of you, Hayden. I love you, Dad.
Hayden is a sick name. Wasn't the guy Swedish?
Christensen,
yeah,
probably.
Hayden Christensen. I think he was Swedish, or at least part Swedish.
Nordic.
Khaleesi.
It was Hayden
Khaleesi.
Christensen.
Oh my
wasn't it, or
goodness!
something?
Apparently, there's 9 children in Poland who are called Daenerys.
What was the one?
And then obviously it's after the movie.
Where is it? They're called Tony Blair.
Oh, isn't there like there are 14 kids in Kosovo called Tony Blair. After the war in the former Yugoslavia, where apparently Tony Blair was instrumental in organizing airstrikes. You know, I'm sure he loves his airstrikes. And he actually one year went to this conference where it was just him and these like 8 Zoomers or like 14 8-year-olds, and all of them called Tony Blair.
That is bonkers.
Yeah.
And Nigel's gone extinct.
Shall I see if I can do a Cher impression? Was talking with.
Do you believe?
Was talking with Mom, and she said, "I watched the trial." I can't do it.
Oh, now you sound like Jordan Peterson. Like, that almost sounds like Jordan Peterson.
I watched the trial of policemen.
Let's do a Jordan Peterson.
I watched the trial of policemen who killed George Floyd, and I cried. I said, "Mom, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I kept thinking, maybe if I'd been there, I could have helped." Sad face.
Maybe if I'd been there, I could have rescued the father from the dragon. Maybe if I'd been there,
I could have brought back the pot of gold.
And it's like, I watched the trial of policemen who killed George Floyd, and I cried. And it's like, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but you just have to free your father from the belly of the beast and watch out for the snake.
Hang on. It says it was talking with Mom. Cher's like 130 years old. How old is her mum?
Yeah, I mean, I would honestly be surprised if Cher's mum was still alive. Like, Cher is like a very, very old boomer.
She's 75.
I feel like if I was that sort of famous, I would just I would pay someone to pretend to be my mum.
Georgia Holt.
How old is
and then have
how
them
old
as
is her
like,
mum?
my counsel.
Oh, she's 95. She's still going.
Oh, shit.
Fair enough.
That's mental. I know how much plastic surgery she's got keeping her alive. Just holding all the organs together.
She's same age as the Queen.
Oh yeah, this is the Kyoto cherry blossom peak raises climate change concerns. I love how like you get articles like this where it's one specific thing that signifies climate change. But if I've argued with climate scientists on Twitter before, and if you pull out one thing, they're like, no, it's all about the whole system and all this stuff. It's like, well, there's article after article after article of these kinds of things. So you can't blame people for thinking that you can look at one single variable and come to a conclusion when this is what climate journalism looks like.
I mean, yeah. Like, so this is basically a data point that, you know, undermines. I don't necessarily say disprove, especially not since we're on YouTube. Thank you, Susan. I don't want to, you know, it's not a data point that disproves, but it's certainly a data point that undermines your I guess, model. And so it's up to you to explain how this arose, right? Since you're the one proposing a model.
Well, this goes with it, essentially,
Right, so-
though, because it's saying that the cherry blossoms come earlier, so it's getting warmer.
But why does it concern them? I thought it'd be happy that it was proving their point.
I'm not sure. But when...
No, but also, isn't 20 years not long enough really to sort of track something like that? Our emissions probably going down in Japan since.
But this
since
is
that
over.
time
This
anyway.
this chart's over 12.
I mean, there were a couple of years
years.
where it
This chart's
Oh,
over a
is it?
1200-year period.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay.
But also, there's barely any data for like the first half. So, and look how often it spikes down as low as it is today.
It doesn't look that much
like
different.
that's a flat line.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine being a motherfucker in like year 900 and something when like 2 years in a row was in early April. Right?
Yeah.
And it didn't seem to matter that much to get us to this point still.
I mean, the sakura this year bloomed
Yeah.
last week, basically. It's the first time I've been in Japan when the sakuras happened. But it's not that impressive when you live in London, where basically a few years ago Japan donated loads of them, so you kind of get the same effect. We had them around near our house. So.
Yeah, was it the Olympics or something they gave us them?
So we've got the Robert Conquest 3 Laws of Politics. Everyone is conservative about what he knows best. Any organisation not explicitly right-wing sooner or later becomes left-wing. The simplest way to explain the behaviour of any bureaucratic organisation is to assume that it is controlled by a cabal of its enemies.
Yep. So far, these laws are... So the first one, everyone's conservative about what he knows best. I guess the best example of that is TERFs. Where suddenly, fucking Nigel Farage is having interviews with radical feminists. Second one, I mean... Bloody Tolkien Society did a meeting on what was it? Decolonizing Tolkien. Like, have you seen that really incredibly horrendous leaflet from like the Tolkien Society meeting where they like,
No.
Like have you not? I'll repost it. But I think if you Google it, you'll see like Tolkien Society woke meeting. In fact, maybe I can Google it. Tolkien.
We're actually going to rename ourselves the Gay Sex Society.
So, they had like a conference, and basically all the and I don't want articles criticizing it. I want the actual source. Quickly, let's have a look.
Dead air.
I can't. That next one about the global flu thing. No one's really tried explain that to me how
because lockdowns
there was
work.
just no flu. So we have to have more lockdowns because the last one worked.
I can't find it, but it's definitely there. So basically, yeah. Oh no, there it is. I think I found it.
In the deep annals of Google.
Allow me to present what last year Tolkien Society seminars were. Oh my goodness. And right. Gondor in Transition. A brief introduction to transgender realities in Lord of the Rings. The problem of pain, portraying physical disability in the fantasy of J.R.R. Tolkien. The Burnt Hand teaches most about fire, applying traumatic stress and ecological frameworks to narratives of displacement and resettlement across cultures in Tolkien's Middle-earth. The Invisible Other, Tolkien's dwarf women and the feminine lack. Projecting Indian myths, culture and history onto Tolkien's worlds. The Loss of Indigeneity, Identity and Anti-Racism. And the last one, the problematic perimeters of Elrond, Half-Elven and Ronald, English Catholic. So yeah, gatekeep your societies, gatekeep your hobbies, otherwise they will become woke. That's that.
Well, that's what's happened to Lord of the Rings at large now, right?
Yeah. So that's Robert Conquest's second law, and then the third law, the third law is basically, like if you imagine, I don't know, GB News, which is meant to be nominally right wing, but at the moment they're having some absolutely horrendous takes on Ukraine, etc. So it's basically that.
They're loving Black History Month.
Yeah.
They're also having technical difficulties, but only of their sort of more right-leaning presenters. Whereas the left wings, what's his name, Oliver. He was anti-COVID, but he's pretty much
Tom Harwood.
Tom Harwood and Oliver, someone else. They're having everything's perfectly fine.
Stein.
I fucking hate Tom Harwood with the passion. I really do.
His face annoys me.
Yeah, he was weirdly pro-lockdown for my liking, for a new news channel meaning to tell something different.
We're all in this together, aren't we?
Okay, moving forward. You don't tell the military to attack American citizens. You convince the military the citizens are terrorists and then tell them they have to defend. The defend part is very important. The country from them. Well, Canada certainly tried that one.
Yeah. Or at least he got booed in the EU Parliament by a couple of
Well, that was glorious.
I think it was some Croatian person, wasn't it, or something like that?
A couple of Croatian, a couple of Romanian.
But that was reported as gets a standing ovation. Trudeau receives standing ovation.
I mean,
yeah, I
No,
saw
was
that.
it?
It was going round.
Chris Rock gets a standing ovation.
Mate, he should have just gone harder on her. That'd have been hilarious.
Oh, honestly, that.
But
would have
imagine,
been the
like,
right
he
thing
could
to
have
do.
said so many worse things.
Yeah, he could have really goaded them at that point because he was so in the wrong for hitting him. He could have really just
No.
brought it up to the nth degree. He's looking nice and secure in his open relationship, isn't he? Oh, Will.
Representative AOC on the border. What is happening here is not the same as what happened during the Trump administration, where they took babies out of the arms of their mothers,
God.
which presumably they were doing before under the Obama administration.
so this is exactly. It's now they're like migrant facilities. Then it's no longer kids in cages. It's migrant detention facilities.
Where did she even go? She's disappeared, hasn't she? I haven't heard from her.
Served the
in a long
purpose, I
time,
guess.
frankly.
She still posts on her socials and stuff, but yeah, what's the point anymore? Like, they've got the Gen Z vote, the millennial vote. They'll wheel her back out for the midterms, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter who wins the midterms. Like, yeah, I'm back to being my 2015 disillusioned me. Like Republicans, Democrats, it doesn't matter.
Now more than 3 weeks since Texas mask mandate was lifted, and the 7-day average in cases is the lowest it's been since last June. Because the mask never worked.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of that. I still see people wearing like gas masks, full-on gas masks on the tube and stuff.
I see like an occasional person wearing a mask, like
Yes, the
someone
ones that
who
are still doing
would
it
be
are really
potentially
good.
vulnerable. Like I'm seeing a lot of what was the correct term? Rubenesque people put on face masks.
Yeah, the fatties.
Yeah, and this stream does not promote phophobia. This stream believes in healthy at every size.
It's mental here because people will be on the bus wearing masks, and someone will take their mask down and just cough or sneeze into the open, and then put their mask back on.
So, okay, even I can agree someone's got that wrong.
It's literally like taking the condom off, coming, and then putting the condom back on.
Pretty much. The new masculinity is you joining the army to be deployed against your own countrymen for being transphobic.
And as we've seen from Canada, they will have very little compunction. That's the worrying bit. There's the one heavy dose of copium I had. Is that surely, you know, if it comes to firing at like your own countrymen, if it comes to firing at like literally someone that you know you could know or could potentially be related to someone you know, they're like the military or the police force would have like second thoughts, and that's just straight up not happening. We're straight up in the Like, I guess the one thing Jordan Peterson was right is like how quickly it goes to how quickly he goes into totalitarianism. Like there's this book that he was discussing where it was basically a couple of German policemen who, and it's a story about how a couple of German policemen just basically turn into like bloodthirsty murderers who just subjugate Jews at like every opportunity, and then it just starts off as literally like, oh hey, can you go and like check this Jewish person's papers, and then like 6 months later they're just kneecapping people, etc. Right? And yeah, I think we're gonna get to that point. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I saw kneecapping today, which I've never seen before.
Oh, that was dreadful. That was horrible. I'm done looking at like live leak footage from Ukraine. It's atrocious.
Getting all a bit Balkansy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can the press cover Biden without mentioning Trump?
No.
No.
Moving on.
No, because because you need yeah. I mean, it's quite funny because like a lot of people are still saying if Trump were in power right now, we would have World War III. Like, we are on the brink of World War III, and we do not have Trump in power. Like, cognitive dissonance is hitting hard.
Yeah. Well, it's that whole like common rule in journalism where it's like if there's a question mark, it just the answer is basically no. So it's like, have we found the cure for AIDS? And you don't even read the article, otherwise the article will be like, AIDS cured. And it's like, have we found the cure for AIDS? No. Can the press cover Biden without mentioning Trump? No. I don't think they actually realised they were doing that though, seeing as it was CNN.
AOC is one of the least effective members of US Congress. A non-partisan study by Vanderbilt University and the University of Virginia revealed she introduced a total of 21 substantive bills. None ever got floor votes or became law. Yeah, she's literally just there as a honeypot, right? A honeypot for progressives.
Yeah, basically siphon money from progressives and then put them into just Democrat projects. It's a very effective strategy because there are a lot of sort of young people who genuinely believe that she is part of a movement for change rather than just manufactured, factory produced politician designed to appeal exactly to them, right? Same thing would be like with Elizabeth Warren, Bernie to an extent, although he sometimes strays off the reservation. All that crowd. Ilhan Omar actually strays off the reservation as well. She has some very interesting takes on Ukraine. But yeah, it's basically like if you donate money to AOC, congratulations, you're donating money to a future political order whose entire mission is to subjugate you, and you believe it's for your own good. Quite a negative episode today, aren't we? It's quite dour.
We've had some laughs.
This is,
It's Monday.
It's now a doom stream. Doom posting.
Breaking. PayPal condemns the Georgia voter ID law. PayPal requires an ID to open an account. Hey PayPal, can you let my account open without an ID? Great question. We usually require a customer confirm their identity with a government-issued photo ID. Regrettably, we're unable to bypass this steps if it is requested.
Yeah, I love that.
Love it. And I gotta
companies
say,
being-
huge thanks to Will Smith for making the Oscars about himself rather than the dumbass takes that I'm sure we would be discussing today. Like, I'm sure that there was one lady, who tried to put herself in the spotlight by saying, "Oh no, Texas voter ID laws, etc., etc." But thankfully, Will Smith beat the shit out of Chris Rock, and so we don't have to discuss that because all we're discussing is Will Smith beating the shit out of Chris Rock. Thank you.
That's
I'm
a
gonna
very
watch
good
the
point.
Independence Day and iRobot in memory of that. What other good Will
The
Smith
day
movies are
the
there?
prince became a king.
Bad Boys?
He is.
Yeah, Bad Boys. But that was so he's kind of had this transformation, right? Where he used to be like this action comedy star, right? He was in Independence Day, I Am Legend,
Fresh Prince.
Hancock,
Did that?
right? Yeah. That was even earlier. So I guess he had like a triple stage. With the first one was comedy, then like action comedy, Wild West. That's another one, Wild West, Men in Black. And then he kind of morphed into like an old guy that teaches black kids how to do kung fu, right? Didn't he like star in like what was it? A Pursuit of Happiness and Karate Kid, right? He just turned into Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. And then he did Bad Boys 3.
Then he did Bad Boys 3.
And brought it all back.
Yeah.
You changed, man. If you're white and your black and brown friends are not regularly challenging your whiteness, chances are they don't trust you and are absolutely talking about your whiteness. Just not to you.
This is where you need like a Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald. Just kidding. You don't have any white, black and brown friends. Like that, yeah.
If you're white and your black and brown friends are not regularly challenging your whiteness, chances are they don't trust you and are absolutely talking about your whiteness. Just not to you.
I love this culture of like, perpetually scheming and talking behind people's back. Like they were very neatly, lovingly turning into like Soviet era stuff, where your neighbors would be like actively conspiring against you, and you'd be actively conspiring against them. And it would be anything from gossiping to like straight up reporting them to secret police. Depending on how badly they pissed you off on that day.
Yeah, I can't think.
On those companies doing like saying stupid things, supporting stupid things, and just doing the complete opposite themselves. I think isn't it Ben and Jerry's that just like hate the Jews, but they're owned by Unilever, which like still sells in all these warmongering countries still and all that sort of jazz. It's just the Jews they don't like.
I mean, I do know that like all the companies that go rainbow in June, just their Middle Eastern divisions, just for some reason don't get the memo, and their logos stay the same. Just maybe this June, Liz June, make sure you remind your favorite company that their Middle Eastern division also needs to change their flag to a pride flag. Thank you for this PSA.
Yeah, that is a good phenomenon every year.
Yeah.
National security is for when the government wants to fuck you. Limited government is for when the government wants to sit back and do nothing while the corporations fuck you.
Yeah, that's basically and that's why that's the quintessential why I'm back to my 2015 believe that like Democrats and Republicans are all the same. Basically, nothing good's ever gonna come out of it.
God, everyone in advertising was saying the other day, like, the good thing about advertising is that we have more power than governments. It's like, is that a good thing? I don't know if that's a good thing, because they were talking about how, that IKEA basically ended Swedish neutrality in Russia against Russia and all that sort of jazz and yada 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 and pride flags and all that shit, and they were like patting themselves on the back saying that was a good thing that they have more power than governments. I was like, I don't know if that.
Imagine Russia going to war for some wooden furniture that breaks down in 2 years. That's incredible. That's incredible. I love it. We're in a fucking Coen Brothers movie.
There's that long table. It's Putin's long tables.
Like,
he's not allowed to get any more long tables.
What was the latest? Oh well, yeah. Russia and Sweden are at war. What was it about? Well, IKEA. Swedish meatballs.
Yeah.
Unreal.
McLovin's vaccine record.
Lovin'. That was a good movie. I love it. I that was back when Seth Rogen was still funny, rather than just dude weed and I'm offended.
I think this last video should round off this episode quite nicely, considering what we started with.
Let's go.
Chinese words.
What is the definition?
A king
Oh,
There you go. That's the episode.
All right. Good night, my fellow Negus.
good night, my fellow. Some things in Chinese. Can we just have like a sneak peek of what's in store? Like next on Dragon Ball Z, our heroes.
That's what we're starting next time with.
Oh, Yakub! Oh, I cannot wait to tell you about the lore of Yakub. Oh,
Oh, we can have our determinist free will debate.
wait. Oh shit.
It's a doozy.
Oh, my cat. What? My cat watching the Ted Kaczynski documentary. That was perfect.
Oh.
Oh, the Prince.
Yeah, we got
oh,
Prince
rest in
Philip.
peace, Prince Philip.